Hey there, welcome back. I'm John Hartness. I'm the founder and publisher of Falstaff Books. And this year, in 2025, we've noticed that a lot of big companies that usually greet June with big displays of Pride merchandise and rainbow everything are backing off of that a little bit. Well, backing off is not what we do at Falstaff Books. So here's a list of 5 fantastic indie reads for Pride Month to celebrate some LGBTQ plus creators and some awesome LGBTQ plus books, ranging from epic fantasy to urban fantasy to absolutely ridiculous urban fantasy to just all kinds of great stuff. So let's dive right in, and happy Pride. First off, I want to talk a little bit about Joseph Brassey's Drifting Lands series. This is book 1, Skyfarer, because I don't trust that you can actually read the giant friggin' text I'm holding up in front of you. This whole series is a fantastic science fantasy, space opera with magic series for people who love Star Wars. Let's just lay it out there. If you love Star Wars, you need the Drifting Lands in your life because it's got kind of spaceships, it's got portal travel, which feels a lot like warp travel, it's got monsters, it's got magic, it's got kick-ass sword fights, it's got love, it's got hate, it's got an incredible redemption arc. It's some of the best fantasy that I've read in years. And it is by an LGBTQ plus creator. It also features LGBTQ characters. And it's just one of the best books I've read. I was so happy when we were able to pick up this series after the original publisher dropped it, and so thrilled to be able to give it new life. And these fantastic covers by Natanya Barron just are the icing on the cake for me. So get out there and get your hands on Skyfarer and Dragon Road and Prince of Clay, the first 3 books in the ongoing Drifting Lands series by Joseph Brassey. You will not regret it. These books are amazing. I've read them all multiple times, especially Prince of Clay, because I did the edits on it. So you better believe I read it multiple times to get through the edits. Another spectacular Natanya Barron cover is on Natanya Barron's book. Hugo Award nominee Natanya Barron. This is her collection called These Marvelous Beasts. This collects the first 3 of her Frost and Filigree novellas. And it's not a time traveling book, but there are 3 connected novellas that each take place in different times. So it is a generation hopping, unrequited lesbian love story with lesbian Lamia. And this book sparked an entire email thread about what is the plural of Lamia. Is it Lamias? Is it Lamia? Is it Lamia? Is it llamas? No, not llamas. Not lesbian llamas. Although, I mean, that'd be cool too. This book features incredibly lush language, beautiful descriptions, characters that you're going to fall in love with and alternately want to strangle because they can't get out of their own way sometimes. But the storyline is complex. Fans of really lush literary fantasy will eat this up with a spoon or without a spoon. Eat it with your hands. You do you. I'm not going to tell you how to eat your fantasy. That came out. Actually, no, that came out pretty much exactly right. Check out These Marvelous Beasts, as well as other books by Natanya, Gods of Londinium, and her Arthuriana series put out by Solaris Books is also just incredible stuff. Check her out. LGBTQ plus characters, LGBTQ plus creator, fantastic book, phenomenal cover art. You can't go wrong with anything with Natanya's name. at the top or on the spine. Next up, it's getting dark, kids, and I'm not just saying that because I'm shooting in the early evening and it is actually getting dark outside, but you don't know that unless you're hanging out outside my house, in which case that's creepy, go away. But this is the Necromancer Saga by Paul Barrett, and it is, well, it's a necromancer saga, so it's gonna be kind of dark. It's about a boy who just wants to be left alone with his dead friends, all right? Actually, it is an epic fantasy trilogy. The first two are available now, Whisper of Death and Cry of Decay. The third book, Scream of Destruction, will be available next year in 2026 from Falstaff Books. I'm the editor, so it's on me if it's late. But this is an amazing coming-of-age hero's journey story about a necromancer who's learning his place in the world, figuring out if he's the chosen one or the cursed one, and learning who he is as a person. And his whole party is learning who they love, how to love, what that means in the world, what that means to them. It's a fantastic exploration of humanity and sexuality and society, all wrapped around this fantastic epic fantasy with badass magic and homunculi and zombies and rogues and gypsies, tramps and thieves. No, wait, this is not a Cher song. Sorry. Homunculi and rogues and all of these awesome things that you find in epic fantasy. So you really want to check out A Whisper of Death and get your paws into this series so you'll be ready for Scream of Destruction, the third book that's coming out next year. But every time we go dark, we also have to go light. And it doesn't get much lighter than 13 County Road 666, which is legit one of the most ridiculous books I've ever read that we've published, and quite possibly the queerest book we've ever published, and that bar is pretty high here at Falstaff. This is the debut novel from C.L. McCollum, and as soon as I finished reading it, I immediately messaged her and said, you understand that we're contracting more of these books, right? This is about a trailer park property manager, a self-described disaster bisexual who's hot for the succubus, might be a little hot for the werewolf might be a little hot for her. You know, it's this whole swirl of hormones and humor that turns into this fantastic urban fantasy novel about a trailer park full of monsters run by maybe a demon? Probably a demon? Yeah, a demon. Let's face it. It's a freaking demon, y'all. This book's amazing. It's hilarious. It's a quick read. It's light and got some spice to it and fun and spooky and queer as the day is long. And it's June, so the days are getting longer here in the Northern Hemisphere. That's how physics works, right? Longer, yeah. Northern Hemisphere, longer day. Got it. Get your hands on 13 County Road 666. You will not regret it. But maybe also make sure that your next door neighbors are all tied up for the full moon. Just saying. And finally, we've had some sugar, we've had some nice. Now it's time for some spice with the murder, mystery, romantasy, pansexual fairy spice of Summer's Blood. It's an urban fantasy murder mystery set in Atlanta and in fairy. Our protagonist is a bisexual fairy from Atlanta who's got to keep the peace. Or else, except the peace doesn't get kept, and then the or else gets happening. You really want to check this book out. It's got the dark, it's got the spice, it's got the light. It's got fantastic characters, a thrilling mystery, and intrigue upon intrigue and twist upon twist. If you really liked the Sarah J. Maas stuff, you will almost certainly love this book. I'm trusting people who have read both Sarah J. Maas and this book to tell me that, because I haven't read Sarah J. Maas's stuff. I don't read a whole lot of romantasy other than, I did really like Fourth Wing though, so. And I really loved this one. I did the editorial on this one as well, and I'll be doing Winter's Sting, which is the second book. It'll be out late this fall, also from Falstaff Books, because, well, that is us. So those are 5 fantastic books, and I didn't even scratch the surface of our phenomenal offerings in the LGBTQ space. I didn't have another copy of A Fall in Autumn or A New Life in Autumn by Michael G. Williams, the award-winning science fiction noir mystery, which I tell people, if Altered Carbon wasn't a thinly veiled homoeroticism, it would be Fall in Autumn, which is just really, really queer. It's all about Valerian, who is one of the last artisanal humans. And that means he hasn't had any genetic modifications or any cybernetic modifications to him. And that means that some people want to worship him and some people want to murder him. And he is dying as the book begins. So you start off with him telling you, this is my last case. And then he falls in love. And it's one of the most beautiful books we've ever produced. And there's an image of the cover floating right here beside my shoulder because my editor is amazing. Thanks. And you really need to check out A Fall in Autumn, because we believe that all voices need to be heard. We believe that love is love. And we believe that if big corporations are too chicken shit to support pride, it's left to the little guys to do that. And in corporations is about the only place I get to refer to myself as a little guy nowadays. So thank y'all for watching. Please, if you enjoy these book recommendations and this kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and happy Pride, y'all. And screw the haters. They don't matter. Peace.